Okay, herzlich willkommen hier zurück zu unserem Twitch-Booth auf der E3. Bei mir sitzt jetzt Dominic Butler. Er ist Lead Game Designer bei Ubisoft. You're from Ubisoft or?
Paris, Ubisoft Paris.
Yeah, okay. But he's working, also er arbeitet am Ghost Recon am neuen, was published wird von Ubisoft, so rum. Great that you're here. And
thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the game. I had the chance to play it yesterday for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something.
Okay, so not very long. Okay.
No, we did a mission. Well, maybe it was 20 minutes. I don't know. I did a full mission.
It's still just a small slice of it, and that's it.
And I really enjoyed it, and I was really...
good?
It was, yeah, I was really good, of course. But I liked the aspect of the game that that you really had to feel that you're a team.
Yep.
But also, everybody has to play their part. So
everybody counts. I mean, the game is it's a tactical military shooter at its core, right? It's a tactical military shooter, but it's set in a massive, dangerous open world. And the key part for us, the kind of big differentiator, is that it's playable in solo or up to 4-player co-op, right? So it's not one or the other. It's you have the choice to play the way you want. But even when you are playing solo, you're supported by AI teammates. And the reason for that is you couldn't do this alone. It doesn't make sense to do it alone. Like, even if you're a solo player, you're someone that plays offline, or you don't have many friends online, it's fine. You're going to experience the entire game. But you'll have seen, I hope, in the demo, that it's a very dangerous world. It's the world is not just, oh, here's some guys, and as long as you avoid those guys, everything else is quiet. It's a big world. It's a systemic world. It's kind of moving by itself, even without the ghosts. And it's a dangerous place to be. And when we talk to a lot of military guys in terms of real spec ops, the guys that really do work like this, retired, and the guys that are still active, and the one thing that always comes back is they say, we never do it by ourselves, ever. There's the idea of the lone wolf, the one hero. It's great. I love it, right? As a story, it's great. But practically, when you're doing something that you try to be authentic and you try to bring some plausibility to reality that you get with a Tom Clancy game, especially Ghost Recon, that we have to kind of reflect that through our game systems, but also the way we build that squad. So it's not like one hero and everybody else is an instance of that hero. Yeah. Absolutely not. You need support, fire support. If you go down, your buddy is going to help revive you. Maybe somebody's going to drive while you're shooting or you're mounting a gun, and you need to be there to support each other. So we make sure that we don't artificially restrict you in a zone. It's not like you can't leave 50 meters or something. You go wherever you want. But even in our own playtests, and we see it a little bit here, it's a control demo here because we have so little time. But when we have the extended playtests, when we see it in the office, what we notice is very quickly and kind of organically, people buddy up. They do go often in pairs, not always in 4, but like two-person teams. Yeah. And it's like a really natural fit. And even when we don't tell them to do it, people that are playing it for the first time just have a natural affinity because it just feels right. You have that, like, I'm going to go long range. I'm going to watch, I'll spot for you as you go down. Okay, I'm going to go, let me know what you see. And then somebody's doing the close quarter stuff.
It's kind of natural, the technical understanding. Should we show something? I don't know. I have 2
Let's
minutes.
show something.
That's a trailer,
we'll talk to it.
And I don't know what this is.
I have no idea. Let's have a look.
So what we see here, wait, I have to
Can
switch
they see
it.
this?
Yeah, they can see it now.
There we go.
All right. What we see is a landscape. I played some mission, and then one of your colleagues zoomed out and showed us the map, and
it's enormous.
And showed us how little
right. A little segment
that
you saw. Yeah. Because Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's the largest action-adventure open world Ubisoft has ever done. So if you know our games, you know we like our big worlds. It gives us lots of opportunities to play. And for us, this is the biggest action-adventure we've ever done. But what's fun as well is not just the size. Bigger is, it's fun, it's good, but it's not just more, it's the variety. This game is set in Bolivia in the near future. And the thing about the real Bolivia, we went there, we researched it ourselves, is that it's visually, geographically extremely diverse. It's incredible place that has snowy mountain peaks, and it has jungles and rivers and swamps and the salt lakes that have dried up. You've got the death road, and you've got jungles and everything in between. And this makes for a very vibrant, visually beautiful world. But the most important for us as a tactical shooter is that it mixes up your gameplay. I mean, here you can see in the background there's the lake and there's the whole river network that comes off of that. Here we're in sort of scrub desert land with the mountains. But even just those two next to each other, you start to get a sense of, like, if I'm attacking a base that's near the edge of the lake, or I have to take out a target that's in the mountains, I have to really mix up my playstyle. I can't just do the same thing every time. I'm challenged not only by the narrative and the situation, but also by the world, you know, in this kind of, in a beautiful way. It's like a passive challenge that the player needs to meet. So it's something we're really happy about.
So when you said you can play it, of course you can play it as a single player.
Yep.
And then you have 3 AIs with you.
So if you play in solo, you can play it offline if you want. And either way you play, when we say solo, we just mean one human player. But yes, it'll be 3 AI.
So do you give them some, how do you command them?
How do you command them? Okay, so this being a squad-based shooter, you need to be able to give them some kind of orders. But at the same time, we don't have the level of micromanagement that you see in some other squad-based games. It's not better or worse, it's just because our situations tend to be very dynamic. You have to be able to react very quickly, so sometimes the best laid plans that you create this situation, it's going to go like this, and then you. In fact, some part of the world intervenes, and then it mixes it up, and you have to be ready to adapt. And so what we did was we made a communication system where you can give them very simple, like with a touch of a button. We don't showcase it here because there's no AIs, but with a touch of a button, you can tell them to attack a position or regroup on you or let's retreat or hold where you are. And then they're also going to watch a little bit the way you play. So if you're playing very quiet, they'll play quiet. They'll stay out of your way. They're not going to complete missions for you. They're not like super guys that'll run in and shoot the enemies. You still need to get involved. But they're there to support you, right? And then as friends become available or you want to jump in with them, that's fine. We drop those AI and then you play with your friends. So if there's just 2 of you, it's 2 of you against the whole cartel. And what's great is that the narrative, the story that we've got in this game and your personal progression as you level up, you get better weapons, better options, new items and tools and new ways to play. That's for you, right? And so if we're playing together, I'm going to earn it too. But then if for whatever reason you want to just keep playing without me, that's fine, right? If I have to go or, you know, life gets in the way, it happens. Then you keep playing, but you keep playing your character, your narrative. It's not like, oh, you need to wait for me because you can't keep going until I'm ready. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then also, let's say you go ahead and you complete a bunch of stuff. I can join you later, even though I missed that part of it. We have a really interesting kind of quest log merge system that allows for that kind of swap in and that you can play wherever you want, whenever you want.
Okay, so just that I understand it correctly. So I can play online, or I can play alone, but online.
Yes.
And a friend of mine can see I'm playing right now.
Absolutely,
can join my game.
absolutely. And then we'll drop the AI out, and then the 2 of you will be playing. And then if for whatever reason you couldn't keep playing, you could drop out. I would still keep playing, and the AI would come back into my game.
So it's a huge game. It's a massive game. How do I have to understand
what to do, where to go?
Yeah, exactly. Is it like quest-based, or is it a story that you follow up, or is it just...
So what? Okay, let me give you the overview, and then I'll go with micro. So the idea behind the whole game, the reason the ghosts are here, is to take down the Santa Blanca cartel. So if you saw our E3 show, we introduced a charming guy, El Sueño. He's the leader of all of Santa Blanca. He's the one who took them from a small cartel gang to the largest cartel, and then in our Tom Clancy universe, a piece of fiction, we said, what if they took over the whole of Bolivia, right? And turned the whole place into a narco state. So the ghosts are there to break up that organization and take down El Sueño. But in order to do that, Sueño has his organization, the way he's built his cartel, and it's based off the way they really do it, is it's built almost like a business would be built, right? You've got different operations, you've got different departments. It's not just free-for-all, it's a billion-dollar business, and they run it very, very well. And the idea is that these guys, not only where before they were just involved in smuggling, that was where they had made their money. Now they've moved into Bolivia, they're doing production to make the drugs themselves in Bolivia. Then they're smuggling it. You got to get the product out, you've got to get it to the people. But as well as that, there's a lot of money involved. Money's changing
It's
hands.
the whole economy.
So then you've got the security. They've got to defend that from external forces and from anyone that wants to threaten them. So you've got these hitmen, these sicarios, these super bad guys. They're involved. And then the last part, the one that I think is the most interesting, is you've got this influence group within the cartel. And this is where they use religious iconography. This is where they use mass media, and they try to, the music of the cartels is a very specific type of music, and they basically sing folk songs about themselves. This is a real thing that you can look up. It's incredible. It's really quite crazy. But they sing folk songs about dead cartel members, and the people sing it like a happy song that they kind of celebrate their martyrs. But the idea is to get the people on their side, right? Because they've taken over the whole country. It's not just in one area. It's everywhere in the country is taken over by these guys. So you have all these operations. Each of those operations have their leaders that report to Sueño. They also have lieutenants that answer to them. And those guys are the guys on the ground. Those are the guys that, in this case, we're chasing a guy, El Pozzolero. He's one of those lieutenants in one of the provinces. And up to now, we, as Ghosts, we're going to get into that province. We're going to get some information from the CIA that's going to say, okay, here we know that his bodies have been disappearing. We think it's related to the cartel. This could be a big lead for us. See what you can find out. So you end up rescuing prisoners and, finding information, digging it out and going, okay, we know we got a name. We have a location. Let's go get him. That's the mission we just saw. They're going to go get this guy, Pozzolero. They have him. They're going to take him to a rally point. But the interesting thing, if you look in the top left corner before it ends, extract El Pozzolero. It's right there. It's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the way we give you the total freedom of choice. We set it up for you. We say, look, you've got this target. The CIA are going to tell you, we really need to talk to this guy. Don't kill him. Bring him to us. We're going to interrogate him. We need to get his information. And then it's up to you to get him. But how you do that is completely up to you.
So when I play with my friends and I play online, so can we finish the game together? Or
Absolutely.
So there is a main goal, like to find.
The goal is always to go after Pozzolero, to take down, or
Okay.
not to go after Pozzolero, sorry, to go after El Sueño, and to take down that cartel, right? And so that's what you're always doing. Everything you do in the game is in aid of that.
Yeah.
So even when we have our side activities, we've got more than 100 different narrative missions, but it's the variety that you're seeing so that when you're moving through the world, you're going to go after a target. You might have the perfect spot, and you guys have, you've got the elevated position. You're looking in. You're starting to take out guards, and then as you do, you see a convoy passing, and it's got like high-value goods for the smuggling operation. This isn't a thing that's spawned because because the ghosts happen to be there. It's not a mission starter. It's just going in the world, but you happen to see it, and it's like, now's the time. We need to stop what we're doing. We'll come back. We're going to go do this thing, and then come back.
It's a dynamic world.
It is. It's absolutely a thing. And the ghosts need to be ready to adapt. We're going to give them all the cool tools to do that. And the idea is that there's no wrong way to play. You play the way you want. If you guys like playing it action, play action. If you like playing it very stealthy, recon, do that. If you want to mix it up, it's completely up to you guys. You will need to be careful because it's a very dangerous place. You can't just run in and kill anyone.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't work like that.
So this is the trailer, the official trailer that you're showing here on the E3?
Yes. So this is the introduction. This is when we finally get to show you El Sueño and some of his motives, a little bit of the idea behind who is this guy that runs such a massive organization, a sort of billion-dollar group. He's a very basically successful businessman, but he's a ruthless guy. He's an awful guy. The amount of bodies that he doesn't care about anybody. It's only about the Santa Blanca cartel, but he has this kind of passionate love for it. And so what you would hear in the trailers, he talks about, he wants to bring peace, he wants to bring prosperity to the people, but only as long as they do exactly what he says. And as soon as anybody goes against him, as soon as anybody even hesitates, he's going to go after their families, he's going to go after their villages. He's not shy about wiping out whole, groups of people. But everything that he does is in aid of his group.
So, did you, when you did your research,
yes,
did you were influenced by movies like Sicario or I don't know? It kind of reminds me of Narcos as well.
Sure.
Did you Did you visit Bolivia, and did you speak
Sure.
to I don't know. You probably can't speak to cartel runners, but I don't know.
So, well,
How do you
basically, so
research for
the game started about nearly 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And so when we looked at it, we look at that what if situation, that idea of like, any Tom Clancy game starts with the what if. It starts with something that's kind of there. There's a possible threat, but it's on the surface. It's not fully the massive danger that it could be yet. And in our case, that's the rise of the drug cartels, right? And then so we said, well, what if those guys took it to the next level, took over the country? And so that brought us to Bolivia, because of the coca leaf is everywhere in Bolivia, because they use it for medicine and altitude sickness and drinks, and it's everywhere. It's in every small shop. It's in hospitals. They use it for so many things. It's part of their core culture. But obviously, then you have this drug cartel that's going to come in and kind of turn it on its head and use it for a negative purpose. So we have that set up, right? And we say, okay, we want to do Bolivia. So then it's tons of research. We sent a team to Bolivia to really discover what it's really like, not just the guidebook version of it, to take tons and tons of photos and videos and interviews and speak with locals, local leaders, journalists, botanists, geologists, geopolitical leaders, some of the local army, just to get a sense of what's life like in Bolivia, because we want to bring the country to life. Even in this sort of fictional version of it, it's still Bolivia, and the team just fell in love with Bolivia. It's an incredible place. So all of that visual variety, all those environments I was talking about, they were a gift for us. It was like, have you seen this? Sending back photos like, oh my god, we have to do this, right? And so we've got the Death Road, and we've got the big salt deserts, all of that kind of cool stuff. We do that kind of research. Of course, we watch, every movie, every TV series that we can, where, all the pop culture references. We play whatever we can, but we also work with sort of writers in the field, experts that know about the cartel, know how they work, journalists that have really got inside, that kind of give us, the real, what motivates these guys, not just the report of so many people were killed, or they've moved to this place, or they spent this much money. But it's like, who was this guy? Because they really research the background. So we've been trying to do the same. We try to bring that same level of detail, because it's fascinating, right? These guys, it's not a small organization. It's across the entire country. And so across those different organizations, I was talking about the production, the smuggling, etc. Some of the people that are running those subsections, they're just, I want to say they're regular people that got caught up, like they're chemists and they're accountants, and they're guys that were legitimate but now work for the cartel. And yes, they can't, we need to stop that, but it's not like they're complete psychopaths. You know what I mean? But then you have the whole other end of the spectrum, where you have legitimate, awful people with no redeeming features. They
just peons, basically.
It's awful, exactly. So the idea is to get that broad spectrum, so that when you as a player, when you're doing it with your friends, you're moving through the world, it's not just like, where does my icon say I should go? It's really like, discover it, have a look, see what you can discover about these guys. You'll have a lot of backstory, a lot of kind of motivation, get you inside their head, get you an idea of what kind of character you're dealing with. Because then even when you do make a challenge, when you try to get a hold of these guys, sometimes, in the case of Pozzolero that we were able to show you, he had a natural inclination to run, right? Like to flee. And so the ghosts, in this case, had a good stealthy approach. They got spotted. And so this guy Pozzolero, he fled. But these different NPCs, these different leaders are going to react in different ways depending on those characteristics, right? So some of them are going to run. And this guy saw the nearest vehicle, got in it, and he was out, right? But in other cases, you're going to get people who surrender immediately because they're terrified. Other people who are going to hunker down, they're going to take cover, they're going to start firing back. You don't know how they're going to react, so you've got to be very careful. And so take your time. This idea is really important to us because of the big world. It's not, you don't want to get into the situation where you're just doing the same thing. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. The idea is every one of these guys has interesting, very well written, and it's all voice acted, and the ghosts are talking about it, and depending on what you're doing and how you've been doing it, the CIA are going to comment on you, and they're going to be talking to you, and as they're back and forth. So it's really involved world. Like here at E3, even in this kind of demo, it's a slice, right?
Yeah.
And so that's part of the thing when people ask us, we've been playing it, we love it, but is it good? It seems quite straightforward, like it seems quite easy almost. And short answer is yes, because you know what? We got 20 minutes to show everybody, and we've got so many people coming through.
It will be a different,
a very different experience. Yeah, for sure.
Dominic, we have to come to an end. 2 minutes. Okay, then maybe can I get questions from our viewers?
Sure, let's do this. We got 2 minutes.
That's not a lot of time, but I try to.
We'll talk really fast.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, go.
Switch
quick.
I have to control this stuff here, and I don't know what I'm doing. Wenn ihr noch Fragen habt an den Dominic zum Spiel, dann könnt ihr jetzt. Ich kann vielleicht noch eine Frage ran. Wobei es wird. So when is the game coming out?
The game is coming out on March 7th next year, 2017.
Right. So you still have some time to
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing. The build we brought you here today is the build from the floor. We're hard at work, and so we didn't have time to build a bespoke E3 demo.
Yeah.
And so we brought you the build. It's the one that we play on the floor. It's the one we're playing every day. We're polishing it. We're adding all those extra touches and making sure we bring you the best experience at launch.
So it's coming for consoles as well, because I played the PC version, I think.
The PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, sim ship, March 7th, 2017.
All right. Let me check. E3 Beans is our hashtag. If someone, it's probably we have some delay. What's that? I don't know if already questions there. That's our announcement.
You have to translate for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Also wenn ihr noch Fragen habt, könnt ihr jetzt noch eine Minute an das Hashtag E3Beans, Hashtag E3Beans oder RBTV, da gucke ich gerade. Sorry, I asked them too late. Probably we won't get any questions now.
It's okay.
Is there anything else that you might want? I mean, you told us.
This is it. I mean, it's honestly last year we were able to kind of announce, because we'd been working on the game for a while and we kept it a real secret.
4 years, you said.
Nearly 4 years now at this stage, and so last year we were able to bring it to E3. We were this big surprise of the show. We had a lot of great feedback on the potential of what it could be. And we showed a behind closed doors demo that was played by the team. It was real, it was legitimate, but it was limited in terms of what people could see and what they had access to. And so this year, we're able to put it in everybody's hands, right? It's not just for journalists. Journalists are great, but not just journalists, not just the VIP. It's out on the floor. There's big queues, people are queuing up for hours, and it's so great. We're sending the photos back to the team.
It's exciting to see people enjoy
and people are playing it, and then when they come off,
Yeah.
they're smiling, and we get some people, not everybody, but we're getting some people, as soon as they finish, they've queued for 2 hours, they go back into the queue, and they just want to do it again.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic, right, to see those smiles, and people get it. They get that freedom of choice, and they're excited about it.
That's not me. I don't know what the question means. I translated. Ask him about graphical downgrades. I don't know what it means.
So I think what it's probably referring to in terms of like what you see now versus what are you going to see at launch versus trailers and things like this. But I think what we can attest to is that what you're seeing right now, what we've been playing, the stuff we've been showing, it's the build, right?
Yeah.
So the stuff we saw in the video we just watched, the stuff that you played directly on the floor, it's the same.
That's why I don't really. I just played it, so it's what you see is what you get.
It's what you get, exactly. And the idea is that every time we build one of these gameplay trailers, we take it straight out of the build. So it's right there. We're going to continue to optimize the performance. We're going to continue to polish it, make it the best it can be.
Let's answer some questions quick because they're now coming in. I told you it's.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm here for you guys.
So are there different classes?
So what we wanted to do, we initially considered the class system, and then because we wanted to nail that freedom of choice across the entire game, from the macro in terms of what order do I approach things, to the micro of like how am I going to achieve this objective, how am I going to attack that camp, what we wanted to do is give you that freedom to build your ghost out the way you want. So it starts right at the beginning when you create your character. You can choose your gender, your ethnicity, your gear, your equipment, your loadout, your weapons, your tools, everything. You make the Ghost the way you want it to be. But rather than say, okay, you play the sniper, I'll play the assault, this guy play the recon. Sure, you can build those from the tools we've given you. We don't want to restrict you. We don't want to say, look, you can only do this, right? It's not that kind of game. The Ghosts need to be adaptable. They need to be ready.
You need to react to the situation.
Exactly. So you have those options. They're there, but we don't want to force it on players.
All right, let's go into some more questions. How many game hours?
It's a good question. That's a really good question. And it's one. You know what? Straight up, I don't have a number. I don't have a number because we do playtests all the time in the office, and we get wildly different variations because people get distracted while they're playing. They start chasing down convoys. They start chasing down opportunities. They veer off of that main narrative. They come back, but practically it's a long time. We've got, I think it's 20 different provinces, and there's like narrative in all these provinces, and there's missions, and there's things to do everywhere. There's so much to do that honestly, it depends as well what kind of player you are. You're like, I'm a mainline story guy, or I'm going to see what I can do, build up, become this incredible tactical, take the advantage when you're there in the field.
So what engine does it use?
So we're working all on proprietary in-house stuff. It's fantastically distracting.
I don't know. That's not me.
Oh,
it's some different guy.
Sorry, I'm going to look over here. This is too much. So everything we're showing is built on our own proprietary software. So it's all in-house tools, basically.
Yeah, all right.
And now it's on two screens. It's even worse. I have nowhere to look. Okay.
I'll just show them people what we're talking about. So is there a level system?
So we do have a very strong long-term progression system. The Ghosts can level up. They can increase their own physical capabilities. But more importantly, they're going to get access to lots of cool tools and equipment. You saw the drone. The drone is a standard part of every Ghost loadout. That thing has its own progression tree, its own progression system. You can weaponize it. You can use it to distract. You can use it to disable enemies and their infrastructure. We have a lot there, basically. It's a short answer.
So I don't know why, but people asked it a lot. Are there animals?
Yes. I do. Right at the start of the demo, there's a bunch of llamas that run across, and we've got pigs and cats.
I think we practice our weapons on some. What was it?
I know. And that always feels weird to me.
Why?
I know they're only video game llamas, but it just seems weird to be like, okay, can everyone just check your scopes, check your sights, just those llamas over there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. I'm joking.
I totally cool.
But yes, we've got like farm animals.
People always, if you heard animals, they go nuts.
Yeah, bad guys are okay, but animals don't.
Kill those guys. Yeah, that was nice, but don't shoot that deer.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're out of time.
Okay.
So Dominic, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for showing us the game. When did you say March?
March 7th next year.
2017. It's out. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Müsst ihr auschecken. Mir, wie gesagt, ich habe es ja gestern schon gesagt, hat sehr viel Spaß gemacht. Wir sind jetzt erstmal raus. Was kommt jetzt? Was soll ich ankündigen? Anne, Wolf und Ian sind jetzt hier gleich am Start. Also bleibt am besten einfach dran. Tschüss.